Well, as much as I want to finish the Farmall 560, the weather is absolutely perfect to be getting stuff done. So today we're going to talk about liquid nitrogen. Alright guys, I had a bunch of questions on how I do this, so this video is going to try to cover that kind of stuff. This is my pump. It's just a Briggs and Stratton engine with one of those pacer pumps on the back side of it. The higher end pumps for fertilizer, nitrogen, you won't have this pump here bolted to the engine itself. There'll be like a drive shaft in between and seals, because the theory is if that seal in there ever goes bad, you're going to get fertilizer inside your engine and wipe out your engine. So I mean, it's it's one of those deals. This one was like $230, and the higher end pump, you're looking at $900 to $1,000. So I'm looking at it as you can buy a couple of these versus the higher end pump, and it is what it is. So show you what I have here. We got one hose that hooks to your tank, and I'm glad this valve isn't leaking. Everything's holding. I'm very happy with this tank that I bought. So that's going to go through that hose into the pump. Then we got another hose coming out of the pump to this that I put together here. Just kind of an elbow with another valve that goes into the sprayer. I don't have the fast fill in the sprayer. I have to set that in the top and hold it because there's pressure on it, and I want to make sure it goes in the sprayer. So pumping this stuff when I'm finished, we're going to run a lot of water through the pump and the hoses, just because the nitrogen is corrosive and we don't want to have it sitting in our pump. So that's all I did last year. This was a new pump last year. This will be the second year that I'm using it. But that's basically what it is. It's just a general use pump. I know there's probably better ways to do it, but this is what I'm doing. This is kind of how I'm doing things. So we're going to get the sprayer into position and start pumping, and then when I go to spray, I want to move everything out of the way because he was going to be making another delivery today. Like I say, I think he can bring 1,000 gallons at a shot. I think he has two 500-gallon tanks on his trailer. So I'm going to empty, I don't know, 400 or 500 gallon today. So he'll be making some deliveries here or there. So this is the setup. If you do decide to go to the liquid nitrogen versus the granulated fertilizer system for your hay fields or anything, there is some investment here. There is some cost to it. Like I say, you'll need a storage tank of some kind. You'll need hoses and a pump. But it's a multi-use thing for me because I use this pump sometimes for water. And I definitely need it for the corn that I grow for top dressing or top dressing, side dressing, whatever you want to call it. Going through the corn rows with the drop hoses basically is what it is. I need it for that too. So for the guys that just do hay, yeah, it is kind of an upfront investment. And I'm not sure, like I said, the tanks are, I got that one used and I got a great deal on it. That one I had to pay a lot for, and the hose isn't expensive. It's not too bad. And your pump, like I said, you're looking anywhere from $240, $50, and you can spend a lot of money on a pump. I didn't want to spend a whole lot because they sit so much, and they sit all the time. Even a high-end pump, if you're not using it constantly, it's going to get all gummed up, and you're going to be working on it. I'd be working on it no matter what type of a pump I got. So we went cheap, and if this one goes out and there's nothing I can do to fix it, we're going to go cheap again just because of the cost. A high-end pump's going to be sitting around just as much as this one, and the carburetor's the same, and you guys know what I'm saying. All right, so now I want to get my sprayer in a position and start filling. So let me get rearranged here. And first we need some fuel, and if I was still under my old system, I would have to load up that transfer tank, and I would be running for fuel right now. So we got to start cranking away here. But like I say, when I bailed fuel in 5-gallon buckets for how many years, this is such a nice upgrade, even though it's a manual wind pump. All right, something else I do, and some people might agree with it, some people might not. Every single time I put fuel in the tractor, I put diesel fuel conditioner in. Now I know it says anti-gel, and I know we're in the summertime here. This is a product I use, and the reason I'm using this, so some of the arguments, some people might say the fuel's treated already. Some people might say that when you buy fuel from the fuel company, they do treat the fuel. I'm not using this in the summer. I'm not using this for the anti-gel. What I'm using it for is the conditioner. And what this is, it's a whole combination. There's so many different products out there. This is what I buy just because it's at my local hardware store that's only 2 minutes away, and it's fairly reasonably priced. It has all the good stuff that you need in a fuel treatment, along with including lubricity. Ultra low sulfur fuels are harder on your fuel system because you don't have the lubricity that the older type fuel might have had. So that's one thing I'm looking for. This is also a water dispersant if there's any moisture in there. Basically, it just says it retards fuel gelling and prevents wax. It stabilizes fuel to prevent icing, cleans wax and gum from pumps, improves lubricity for prolonged pump and injector life. It also cleans injectors. Says it increases power, aids fuel flow. It's basically just like 15-20 different things. So this is $5.80 for 32 ounces. So I think this treats pretty much. I think this little can here will treat 250 gallon. So it's not a huge expense, and it's something I do. Like I say, some guys might agree with doing it, some guys might not, but I'm looking at it as using it for the longer life for my fuel system components, the injection pump, injectors, and constantly putting it in to make sure we don't have any moisture. So yeah. All right, so we're pumping 30% liquid nitrogen, pulling it out of that tank through the pump. Into the sprayer. Just have it pumping slow here. I don't want to overdo it. So like I said, this stuff is heavy, and it's like 11 pounds or so per gallon. And if you have never worked with it, it's very sticky. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid to come in contact with it. Some people may disagree again. I've had it on my hands so many times. It just washes off with water. I mean, plain and simple. You have a jug of water with you, you can get your hands clean in no time. So carry a jug of water, and shouldn't have any problems. I like putting nitrogen on because I'm not worrying too much about drift. I'm not worrying about spraying anything that I don't want to get sprayed, because it's not really going to hurt anything here in this time of year. If you do get some in your other fields, it's only going to benefit you, really. So we're at about 100 gallon already. I'm amazed at how fast I can fill with this pump. Just reeks a little bit. So I'm going to pay attention here and get in what I need to get in, and I'll come back with you guys. But this is how we do it. Pretty simple. Alright, so you guys have seen me coming up through here before. Probably getting tired of watching me drive to the field. Anyway, I want to explain a few things. I have 6 different hay fields, basically, is what it comes down to, 6. And they're all in different areas. So I want to try to take it easy on my sprayer a little bit with the nitrogen. I'm just putting enough in to do a section at a time. Like if I have 2 over here, I'll get those 2 and then refill. With this sprayer being so wore out, and everything from the hitch to the axles, it's just all wore. I mean, horribly wore. And I think I'm just one bad pothole away from destroying my sprayer. So just gonna take it a little easy. We have time today. Like I said, there's nothing to agitate. You know, I don't really agitate nitrogen. There's nothing else in the tank, really. Like I say, it's a little breezy. I think 5 miles an hour was what the wind was for today. but like I say, we're not gonna lose any sleep over it. Drift isn't a bad thing in this case necessarily. I just did that yesterday, and I don't know if it's gonna show up on camera, the color difference already. That was the corn pre-emerge, and you can see it's just about dead. So we did pretty good there. So, all right, I got these two strips up here. I'll come back with you. All right, it's a beautiful day to be doing this. Nice green grass. In about 2 weeks, this will probably be twice the size. So, we're making some progress here. And that's kind of the goal. The nitrogen doesn't do you any good sitting in the tank. It's only going to help if it's on the field. So it's my job to put it on as evenly and as efficiently as I'm equipped to do right now. So it's still hard to see the foam in the grass, but we're making it work. There's some herbicide damage. See, there's a little bit. Some off-target drift, but it's just grass. So I'm putting down 20 gallons to the acre, which is exactly what I did last year. And we are supposed to get rain tonight and all day tomorrow, so that's perfect timing. I always like it to rain a little bit. And you know, I put my 2,4-D on this field back in September, October. I think it was October. And I'm not seeing very many weeds. So I'll just say that I got lucky again. A little breezy here right at this spot, but it's not a sustained wind. Attention here. I'll come back with you. It's an awful big plane. Pretty low too. And the tail kind of looked like Coast Guard colors, but I don't know what the heck. Oh, all right, we're done putting nitrogen down. The fields, other than the two that I took video in, are steep and really strange shape. Anyway, I didn't want to be filming. I have like a 6-acre field behind my house, and it's absolutely miserable. It's so rolly and up and down. The booms keep breaking away. So it's on though. So it's on. So I gotta go and flush out the nitrogen out of the sprayer, and should be done. Got to get switched around for some more herbicide here, and keep at it. Still making progress, still trying to move forward here. So I don't know what else to say. The guys that are planting my corn are I didn't hear it from them. I heard it from one of their neighbors, and they said they really made a lot of progress. They got a lot of corn in, and they can go pretty fast with a 12 row. And if they want to switch to beans, they just switch planters. So they'll have probably, I'd say about 3 days planting corn out at my neighbor's. Just because he has a little, does a lot more corn than I do. And they should have a day or two at my place. So gotta keep moving, keep rolling along here. I want to see if this weeds, if I missed anything. I want to come back with a spot sprayer. As of right now, today is the 7th or 8th of March. I am ahead of last year by 2 weeks. So even though my nitrogen was late, I'm a lot more equipped than I was last year and moving a lot faster. So thank goodness, we're 2 weeks ahead of last year. So I got to keep moving here, got to keep rolling. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit.